Hi, I'm Jerry Parisi. Join Tom Mealy and Tommy Marr right here on Cablevision Channel 20 each week for an interesting episode of The Long Island View.
I am Tommy Marr,
otherwise known as the Maverick Soul,
and I am live in the Madhouse
for my show, Maverick Soul Hour.
Come and join us. It's the place to be.
Right here on Madhouse TV, Sunday nights at 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. And we will put you out to the entire world.
You got that right.
Finally, the time has come. You no longer have to choose between conventional medicine and alternative medicine. Today, unlike years past, your team of doctors from all disciplines are working together side by side for the benefit of you, the patient, to help you regain your health and cross the bridge.
Hi, I'm Tom Mealy from Madhouse TV, and when I'm not at the studio, I'm here at the Harrison Law Group. This is my real job. Brett and I are putting together a show called Legal Straight Talk. It'll be aired on Cablevision as well as here at Madhouse TV. You need to tune in. This information that we're going to be giving the public is the real deal. It's all about what you should do, what you shouldn't do. So tune in this January 2015 for a new episode of Legal Straight Talk.
Why are you playing with your toys?
I watching Madhouse TV.
You're watching MadhouseTV.com
With Connie and Chrissy on Date Night.
Hi, I'm Donnie Most, and you're watching MadhouseTV.com. I still got it.
Hi everybody, Jerry Parisi here for the Filmmaker Show, and welcome. We have some very interesting people tonight on our lineup, and our first show is, I am proud to announce, a person who I've been working with for more than 10 years, and he is the secret behind the websites that I do. Brilliant man, but he's branched off, and he's got something called a connected culture, which is exactly where he's taking his company for the next millennium. Tonight we have Michelle Parisi with me. And I didn't do anything wrong, so I guess she's not going to hit me with anything. I love your hair color tonight.
Oh, thank you.
But who cares about us? What we really need to do is introduce, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Jerry Alaka of Connected Culture. Jerry, welcome to the show.
Thank you. I appreciate the invitation.
You know, I am so honored to have you here after working with you so many years. It's
And I finally get to meet him.
Yeah. You do. And
he's
a
household, not just on Facebook.
He's a household name. Right? He's a household name.
When's the first time you ever heard of him?
When I met you.
That's true.
She's talking about my house. It's a house everybody knows me in my house.
It's hysterical. Well, Jerry and I met years ago when ad count marketing was starting itself up, and of course to provide advertising, and I did print back then.
How did you meet?
Bob Epivery.
Yes.
A gentleman by the name of Bob Epivery had come to me and said, "You're going to work with this guy named Jerry Alaka. He's very wonderful, and you'll like him." And I said, "All right."
That's Bob. And we love him.
He's a great guy. And
he's another name I hear.
You know Bob Epivery, right? We haven't had him in a while, but we'll get him in. And he's a writer. But anyway, so when he brought Jerry to me, I also met Bill Summer, our very good friend that owns Print Visions, another gentleman I've been working with for over a decade. And the secrets to the success of Ad Counts People, where I'm able to get things done with a small office, of the people I work with, and Jerry has been a gem.
Well, when you guys all work for so long and you know each other's styles and everything else, it makes it
It's true.
that much more easy to get things done.
It's true. And Jerry, you have offices in Manhattan and Long Island, right?
Right across the street from Grand Central.
So that's pretty cool for you, just to get off a train and.
I can take the shuttle, but and they keep promising us, and I think the number is $4 billion over budget to get the Long Island Railroad straight into Grand Central.
Yeah.
I think we've been hearing about that forever.
You know,
I don't know it was going to happen in my lifetime, but I'd love to see it because that would be a beautiful thing for me.
I was watching a video in Penn Station about the progress. There's obviously a lot to do, but I've heard about these things since I was like you, many, many, many years ago. But you know what? Everything evolves, and so did you, to connected culture. Tell us about the connected culture.
Well, the connected culture is anybody who uses digital communications on a daily basis. It could be your 12-year-old niece or your 70-year-old uncle.
I don't actually have a 70-year-old uncle, but I think...
Not your 70-year-old uncle, maybe somebody else's.
But what does it actually define? I mean, I can understand that, and you had a book and a party, and you've got so many things going on along this brand level. So I guess it would be best to start from the beginning. Where did you come up with this idea?
I came up with it in, it was 2009, believe it or not, and I got it in my head that I'm going to write a book. I'm going to write a book, and I made a commitment. I said, I'm going to write a book. Well, fast forward about a year later, struggling. I mean, you know, I'm not a professional writer. I don't get paid for writing.
Right.
I'm a writer, but not, you know, I don't make a living from it.
Yeah.
So, you know, and it's kind of interesting because it's a story of self-discovery. I was a night owl. I love to work at night. The phone doesn't ring. There's no, you know, got a minute? Got a minute? The got a minute meetings is what I call them.
Right.
I was running out of minutes.
You couldn't get anything done, right?
You can't get anything done
Right.
during the day. It's very, very tough. Tough to focus and concentrate on writing.
Yeah.
So I would write at night because that was my time, right? Phone doesn't ring. It's quiet. The kids are in bed. That's my time, right?
Right.
Just wasn't working. I was very unhappy with what I was writing. You know, fast forward a year, we're in close to 2010 at this point, and just wasn't working. I just wasn't happy with what was coming out. And we were on vacation. We were in Florida. And I remember, I couldn't sleep. I can never sleep outside of my own bed. It's tough, but couldn't sleep. I'm up at like 4 o'clock in the morning.
Monica's like, go back to bed.
But couldn't fall asleep. So I just sit outside, and it was beautiful. I had a view of the golf course. Beautiful. I mean, it was a beautiful morning, and I just started thinking. And then the thinking turned into grabbing a pad, and then I was like, what am I going to do? And then I grabbed my laptop, and then all of a sudden, boom, I'm writing, and it's just flowing so easily, effortlessly. And I said, maybe there's something here. So next morning, same thing. I'd wake up bright and early, and boom, the ideas are flowing, absolutely flowing. So what I discovered was that my most creative time is in the morning.
Wow, sure.
And that my most left brain tasks best done at night. And I'd been sleeping through, 30 plus whatever years, sleeping through my creativity.
Right.
And this vacation was the turning point that said, this is how you're going to do it. And I did it. And every single morning from then, and even to this day, now I write in a journal. Now I have a second series, the the Marketing Director's Guide series. Right now we have Facebook Marketing Profitability. The Marketing Director's Guide to Facebook Marketing Profitability. And that's going to be the first step to a whole series of books, which is going to turn into the second book.
So if you were going to summarize, what is that book about?
This book? This is a playbook for winning the digital marketing game. So people, you might be a business or you're a marketing director, and you're thinking, well, you know, there's so many people on Twitter and 1.5 billion people on Facebook, 34,000 searches every single second on Google. Some of these people got to be searching for what I'm looking for or what I offer.
Sure.
Or they got to be talking on Twitter or talking on Facebook about what I offer. And that's where the connected culture comes in.
Wow.
And this playbook will kind of teach you step by step how to leverage social networking, how to leverage social blogging or microblogging like Twitter and all the different networks that are available. This is going to help you. And at the end of each of these major chapters, so like, for example, the social networking chapter, at the end of the chapter, so you're gonna read the chapter, you're gonna learn about success stories and do's and don'ts and best practices and how to choose the right social network for you. And at the end of the chapter, how to get started. Because that's what, a lot of people, they read books and they say, oh yeah, that sounds great, and then tomorrow, all the ideas have flown out of their head, and they're like, well, how do we even, what's step one? These free downloadable workbooks says step one, do this, step two, do this, fill this in, and by the time you're done, you already got
That
started.
is so good to know. I talk the story, tell everybody how I went to the High School of Art and Design and Visual Arts at night. The reality is I got out of art and design, I started working in advertising. What unfortunately didn't happen was a lot of the graduates ever go into the industry. Why? Because, like your book, it talks about it, gets you ready for it, but no one tells you how to get started in it.
Yeah.
And that's so important for people working along the lines of creativity or just really putting themselves out there for whatever reason or another.
It seems like that might be a good course to teach in college.
I do.
He does.
There you go.
Hofstra University Continuing Education. I teach a course on SEO, on social networking, on digital marketing.
That's so interesting.
One course is building a winning digital marketing plan.
Yeah,
That's really where everything starts. It starts with a plan.
Yeah,
Sure.
very, very important, a plan. You brought up the other networks. I tend to think of Facebook because that's where I'll put our advertisements. Every once in so blue moon, I'll put something up about my grandchildren, my daughter. Every half a blue moon, something about me and Michelle. Mostly it's used as a publicity board, as you see for the banners for Channel 20, for Madhouse TV Live, and all the other great things. And of course, things that come up, like things that will come up like the Madhouse party this weekend. That's going to be an exciting party. Yeah, we'll probably put things up about that because we're telling people in general about it. But I wouldn't do that on LinkedIn. And in all honesty, I have 2 LinkedIn accounts. One is Jerry Parisi, one is Gerard. One has several thousand, and one has a few hundred. And I don't even know how to get rid of the few hundred one in favor of the few thousand one because somehow I got to mix them and I can't even get in. And it's not the best place for me. Twitter, I better learn this because I'm not on Twitter. All I get is phone calls in the middle of the night. Hi, can we be on your show?
Then you'd be getting a million tweets all day.
Then I'd be getting a million tweets.
That's right.
It's true. So you would stand and you would explain to people what's best for them and why.
Yeah.
That's so important. Elaborate on the different networks and what they're good for. That's an important thing.
Sure. Social networking is the general
term.
Right? That's where no, not a general term. It describes a network like Facebook, like LinkedIn. These are general social networks, whereas Twitter would be classified as a microblog. Right? It's just like a blog, but it's micro. It's only 140 characters at a time.
Right. And where does Snapchat fall in?
Snapchat is a whole new animal. That would be classified as social photos.
Ah, so it's only photos.
It's all photos. And believe it or not, this is the trend. Everybody's asking, what's the next big thing? And here's the trend. Simplicity.
Sure.
So I'll give you an example. You got Facebook.
Right.
Facebook, there is over 900 million objects to interact with.
Wow.
Apps, buttons, links, 900 million things. Very confusing, overwhelming. So where's the trend going? Facebook isn't cool anymore.
Right.
Wow.
You ask your kids,
my son
doesn't do Facebook, right?
No.
But what do they do? Instagram, and now it's Snapchat.
Snapchat.
Why? Because all it is photo.
And he won't let me be on his Snapchat. I've been trying to figure that
one
out.
That's what happened with Facebook. That's exactly, and this is where business people's heads were. They were saying, what do we, this was years ago, why do we bother with Facebook? It's just a bunch of kids. What do you want, unless you're a school and you want to reach kids, why bother?
Once in
Our
a blue
customers
moon,
aren't there.
Once in a blue moon, he'll post something on it. But he's like, kids do not go on Facebook.
Right,
It's just
and you know
not
why?
cool. Yeah.
Why?
because it's not
It's not
cool.
simplistic.
No, because the parents got on it.
That's right. That's right. So it's
Who
no
wants to
longer
hang out with
cool.
your parents?
Yeah, you're
Right.
right.
And you're probably very cool parents, but I gotta say,
Ultra
once you
cool.
come
Well,
into
you
the
see-
kids' parties,
Right.
the party's over. And that's exactly
right.
what's happened with Facebook. Believe it or not, the biggest demographic, 35 to 55, that age range has experienced the biggest growth on Facebook. It's not the kids anymore.
No, it's not
Right.
the
Kids are now on these very simple Tumblr. Tumblr was before Snapchat.
Right.
Everybody, you know, the kids, the tweens, they jumped off of Facebook because, oh my God, my parents here. I'm embarrassed to post
it.
the thing. You know, they're going to
Sure.
see what they're going to see. So now we're going to go to Tumblr, which is a very simple microblog and kind of a hybrid of a blog and a microblog. So with Tumblr, they took to a whole new network. Now, the parents didn't all flock to Tumblr. However, Snapchat and Instagram, very, very simple.
Well,
It's just easier to
Facebook
use.
for us, when you meet someone socially, instead of saying, "What's your phone number?" because we'll connect. Are you on Facebook? Let's connect through Facebook, and then that's the way you make connections with people.
You're
now.
going to hate what I
In our
use
age
Facebook
bracket.
for. How do you think I know how to spell the names for the ads I put together for the show? Wait, Jerry Alaka, that's 2 L's and a C. 2 C's. Let me just copy his name and
If Facebook says it, it must be true.
it's true. So LinkedIn, to me it's a mystery. Please explain to me why LinkedIn is a mystery.
LinkedIn is for business professionals.
Got it. I understand.
Strictly for business professionals.
And so,
So here's what it is.
good. Go for
Same
it.
thing with Facebook, too. You've used telephones, right? I'm
I-
not even talking cell phones. I'm talking regular old telephones.
What?
Pick up the phone. Hello.
Got it. Got it.
Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, all these different social networks. It's just a telephone. It's a tool for communicating with people.
Right.
And that's essentially all it is. It's got a million other buttons and, you know, lights and flashing things to distract you and to grab your attention. I mean, people spend 11 billion hours a month on Facebook. That's an average of 55 minutes a day per person.
Is
a lot of time.
Facebook the biggest still?
Facebook's the biggest and the baddest.
So what makes Facebook more popular than LinkedIn, even for professional people?
Well, Facebook, you can have kids and all kinds. You get all kinds. You get grandparents. You get, you know, younger people, older people, and everything in between. LinkedIn is just for business professionals.
Right,
it's
but
usually
even-
people who are looking for a job or looking to hire people for a job.
That's it?
That's its essential functions. It's trying to be more and more like Facebook. It's not really succeeding. It
No,
created
it's
company
not.
pages, which is where your brand really should be, but those don't work that well.
It's very cumbersome, LinkedIn. I have to say it's nothing
not
bad, it's just not
as
for me.
simple. Facebook's popularity is because they made it simple. So simple that anybody, young, old, and everything in between, anybody can jump onto Facebook and start using it right away without having to be taught, without having to. Of course, if you're looking to acquire customers or clients, then that's a different story. That's a whole different strategy. But just to use it,
There's a
post
whole
a
new
photo,
thing of-
to comment on a
There's
photo.
a whole new
to-
language that came with Facebook,
Yeah.
like posting it to my wall. And I
Yeah.
saw a comic strip of these two elderly women, and one of them
Posting
said
it
to
to
the
a-
other one,
Right,
you saw
right.
the same thing?
That's not how you do it. It's great.
Yeah.
Talk about language. Twitter, I think more than anything, has changed the language, and it's gotten English professors cringing,
Yeah, I'll bet.
twisting in their seats.
A lot of people who are watching this, many age brackets here that tune into MadhouseTV.com proudly, they're listening to you, and I don't use Twitter. What is Twitter? Tell me something. You get on Twitter, you post a comment. Who's got the time to follow you, and why? Explain Twitter.
Twitter, think of Twitter as a conversation search engine.
A conversation.
You want to
search
find
engine.
out what the entire or, you know, a big part of the world is talking about right this very second, you go into Twitter. Twitter manages and tracks all those conversations. And of course, the thing is to get and key in on these trending topics so that you can be popular too.
So
you can be
not
visible.
it's not just your friends list that's on
Could
there.
be. You
It
can
could
have
be
one list for friends. You could have one list for marketing directors. You could have one list for CMOs. You could have
On
one
Twitter.
list for nieces and nephews. Of course. And this way, through these lists, you can kind of filter through. Because I don't know if you've ever, you on Twitter? Or?
No.
No, you're not on Twitter. All right. Well,
Should be,
when you get
right?
onto Twitter, you're going to see this like 1 million tweets. And if you wait 5 seconds and you come back to it, it says, "Oh, there's 30 new tweets." You know, and you can click and you can see. You know, it's dynamic. It's
Okay.
a living, breathing thing.
I
But
feel like we use Facebook. If we started following things on LinkedIn
Just gonna say
and
the
we
same
started
thing.
following things on Twitter, we would just have to quit our jobs to just keep up with it.
Or hire us, because that's what we do. I mean, it's very time consuming, all these networks. Now, just
Oh my
picture
God,
yourself.
yeah.
Picture yourself being a marketing director. Now, marketing directors, they have 50% more work today than they had 10 years ago, thanks to the tweets and the texts and the likes and the comments and the plus ones and the favorites. And it goes on and on. It's a serious problem for marketing directors.
Sure.
So now think about this. Now you got to manage all these different networks.
Right.
For personal use, get onto one network. Stick with one network. If you're comfortable, then get onto a second network. You know, little by little, baby steps.
I'm sure marketing companies hire people just to
They
follow,
have
just to
to.
manage
They
these.
They have to. Otherwise, you have to build a huge team in-house because it is a full-time job.
It's without a doubt a full-time job. Now, Connected Culture, the book, talks about all these different things. I assume that when you wrote this, you had a very good insight to where this was all going.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, has it gone exactly where you said it would go?
For the most part, yeah.
I thought so.
Yeah.
I thought so. I know you've got your hand on that pulse. I don't have that hand on my pulse like that, or on my own pulse.
Let me take your pulse.
Still alive?
He's still
No,
alive.
I'm not really
Yes.
alive anymore. I think I'm still alive. But
Get onto enough social networks and that you're going to be flatlined.
you have been a guru since the day I met you on everything from the internet, search engines, optimization, now, of course, with Connected Culture, moving your company in that direction, which is probably brilliant because everything gets old and everything has to be revitalized and moving forward. Although I wouldn't call your company old, you're still on the cutting edge as far as I've ever known. And now that this is taking place, why the metamorphosis? I guess that's the best question. Why use your
my
metamorphosis?
company has been Core Interactive.
Right.
It's been since '98.
CoreInteractive.com.
And I chose Core. I really wanted Core. Core was really the name until I tried to do the registration. They said, we can't just have Core. And then I'm like, you know. But I wanted something simple and one syllable and easy to remember, and that was Core.
Core.bz, if I'm not mistaken?
Core.bz is the
Core.bz.
website.
I know my buddy. Core.bz.
But when I came out with Connected Culture,
Yeah.
and this was in 2011. Actually, it was on 1/1/1/1/1.
Which is your birthday.
Which is January 11, 2011, which is the book's birthday as
Which
well.
is the book's birthday and the book.
It really struck a chord, and I got to see how people react to it, and people just love the brand. And it's not just a logo, it's not just, but it's connected culture. It's something, it means something. I mean, we all live in a connected culture.
Sure. Can I ask you a quick question about this? And I probably know the answer. Chrisana?
Chrisana Design.
Chris,
Absolutely.
if you're watching me on this, Chris, I've always loved your work, and Chris Sana is an amazing.
And this is typical his style, this big, bold, strong,
That's what I love.
style of design.
I have a question. If somebody wanted to get in touch with you,
Yeah, that's a good question.
how would they get in touch with you?
Oh my God, it's couldn't be easier. You Google my name, Jerry Allocca,
Okay.
Allocca.
Okay.
You could find me on Twitter. You can find me on Facebook. You can find me on Twitter, on Pinterest, on Instagram, on like everything.
What was Pinterest?
Wherever.
Yeah, you just threw in another one there.
I saw him slide
Slow
that one
down.
in. Wait a minute, he slid one under the. What's Pinterest?
Pinterest.
Pinterest. Oh, God forbid I
Okay.
say it wrong. Like
You guys
fact
got
book or
married
something.
recently.
Yes, we did.
Actually, we're
So
just coming
recently.
up on 2 years.
And we are
Beautiful.
taking applications for threesomes now, right?
No.
So think about this. You had, what do they call those? The registration books, or what do they call that? Where people
the
buy
guests?
gifts and you
Registry.
tell them.
Oh.
Registry.
Yeah,
registry. You had a registry, right?
Yes.
Now picture Pinterest as a registry. You create your registry pin board, and you pin all the different things that you want on this board. Pictures.
That would be dangerous
Just
if I did that.
pictures. Okay? Now you can share it with your friends and say, here, look what I want. That's what Pinterest is. It's a board, and you pin photos to it. Photos from other websites, other blogs, anywhere around the internet.
Wow. Jerry Alaka, a computer guru and, of course, publisher. Core.bz. That's Alaka with 2 L's and 2 C's.
Web designer.
Web designer. Well, he does more than that. He can't,
No, I was just adding that to the list.
he's a programmer. He can do what I can't even get near. Is that all that great programming and all that good stuff as well, which is an amazing thing because I only have 3 working brain cells. He must like a and 2 are on vacation this week. 1 called in sick. It's not a bargain. He does it all, and his company, Core Interactive, which will be
soon to be Connected Culture Incorporated.
Right. New York City, was it 330?
330 Madison Avenue.
330 Madison Avenue. How could I forget? It's my old home. And of course, here in Long Island, you could be, you work here as well. You got an office out here as well.
Yep.
Awesome. But the big office is in Manhattan, and you want to look cool, you got to Manhattan for the office. You don't go to Long Island.
Don Draper approves.
Don Draper. And speaking of
Thumbs
approving, let me approve your work tonight, Mrs. Parisi, and your beautiful new hair color. Jerry, what an honor, a pleasure
Thanks very
to have
much.
you be here. Well, you will be back for sure. And speaking of honors and pleasures, I can never get a show done like this without thanking Vicki Mealy, Janine Zerilli, the iconic Tommy Marr, and who I love to call friend, Tom Mealy. From all of us at Madhouse TV, if you're watching us on Channel 20, we'll see you next week. But if you're watching here on Madhouse TV, sit back. We got another show coming right up. Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Hi, I'm Jerry Parisi. Join Tom Mealy and Tommy Marr right here on Cablevision Channel 20 each week for an interesting episode of Long Island View.
I am Tommy Marr,
Otherwise known as the Maverick Soul.
and I am live in the Madhouse.
For my show, Maverick Soul Hour.
Come and join us. It's the place to be.
Right here on Madhouse TV, Sunday nights at 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. And we will put you out to the entire world.
You got that right.
Finally, the time has come. You no longer have to choose between conventional medicine and alternative medicine. Today, unlike years past, your team of doctors from all disciplines are working together side by side for the benefit of you, the patient, to help you regain your health and cross the bridge.
Hi, I'm Tom Mealy from Madhousetv, and when I'm not at the studio, I'm here at the Harrison Law Group. This is my real job. Brett and I are putting together a show called Legal Straight Talk. It'll be aired on Cablevision as well as here at Madhousetv. You need to tune in. This information that we're going to be giving the public is the real deal. It's all about what you should do, what you shouldn't do. So tune in this January 2015 for a new episode of Legal Straight Talk.
Why are you playing with your toys?
I watching Madhouse TV.
You're watching MadhouseTV.com
With Connie and Chrissy on Date Night.
Hi, I'm Donnie Most, and you're watching MadhouseTV.com. I still got it.
Hi, welcome to the Good Time Hour. Oh, no, I'm sorry. I meant the Filmmaker Show. My name is Tom Mealy. No, it's not Tom Mealy. It's
Jerry, you're very confused tonight.
very confused tonight.
Maybe I should take over.
Why don't you take over tonight?
Okay. Welcome to the Filmmaker Show,
Look at how she does that.
starring Jerry Parisi
Could you have more
and
energy?
Michelle Parisi.
Wait a second. We need much more energy. We have three amazingly energetic guests that are sitting there like this. Waiting for us to start this show. So you start it. Ready? Give us a great intro. Who are you?
I'm Michelle Parisi.
And what show?
I'm here. I'm here for the Filmmakers Show.
What show?
The Filmmakers Show.
Right here on MadhouseTV.com. Welcome, everybody. And I really wanted to have a little bit of fun with that because we got such exciting guests tonight. I don't want them to sleep.
It's a very interesting show. Don't let him fool you. It's a very interesting show.
Don't let me fool you. Okay, first of all, we have a very interesting publisher tonight, and she has created a book called The White Horse. And her name, I have to get this properly done, is Julie Lee, but you also are Julie
Palali.
Julie Palali. I get that right?
Yes.
Great. And along with Julie Palali tonight, we have Ann Jeanette Pinkston.
Yes, hi.
And she is the publisher of Sky magazine. You're going to see him on the
I
cover soon. Watch.
Yes.
Doesn't work any other way. And of course, Tony Taylor from Big Sky is with us tonight. He's a model and an actor and an all-around nice guy. And I want to just welcome everybody tonight. So welcome everybody tonight.
Hi.
During
Thank
the
you.
course of the show, we're going to find out why these three guests are all on together.
We are?
Yeah.
Oh, look at... All right, I guess that's why we're here, to talk about them.
You missed that part of the pre-show.
I was busy telling everybody I was Tom Mealy. I thought I'd get more hits on my website. Fine. All right. So, first of all, you have written a book. Let me see that. Great book. And this is called A Voice from White Horse, if you can see that next to me. And we have to use the bigger set. Thank you, Benny Gagoots, for unknowingly loaning your set for us tonight, but we needed it because of the amount of guests we have. And A Voice from the White Horse. Tell me about this. I know you're from Cambodia, and you lived on the Cambodia refugee camp. Mm-hmm. You saw a lot of things that really were horrible, but you escaped, and here you are.
Yes, that's my story about my life when I was 6 years old, and when it's about like almost like killing field movie. I was like the survivor of little child at the age of 6, and because my parents was taken away from Cambodian Pol Pot genocide from the Khmer Rouge troop.
It's incredible that you're here to tell the story, and this book is all about your story.
Yes, it's about the white horse right here. It's when my father gave me the white horse toy, and then when that day that he gave me the white horse toy, I was holding for like 3-4 hours, and that's when Pol Pot and his troop came in and knocked down my parents. And then one of the soldiers take my toy and destroy it.
Oh boy!
Then I cry, and then and then I blank out, and I don't know how I get to a bandit camp, death camp.
Wow!
Wow! Where are your parents?
I'm still missing my father, but my mom found me.
Okay, so they're in still Cambodia?
No, my mom's in Boston right now.
In Boston?
Yes.
Okay.
How did your mom find you?
She found me in the news in the hospital from Bangkok. I was almost dying in the hospital.
Wow.
And you live in California right now?
Yes.
And you were separated for how long from your mom?
6 years.
That's incredible.
Wow.
And where were you during those 6 years?
I was running village to the death camp.
So you weren't with like a foster kind of family?
No, kind of like separate from children to adult for older people. It's like the bandit school.
Wow. That's incredible. Wow.
That's tough. So let's...
So how were you, how did you get inspired to take such a tragic thing that happened to you and write this book?
Well, inspired because my grandfather told me that you're still missing your father, you need to go find your father.
So this book was written to help find your father?
Yes.
Wow.
Wow.
That's incredible.
That's pretty amazing. And I want to get back to you in a moment because there are some other guests here and they were all wondering, so why are we here? Now, you publish Sky Magazine, may I?
Yes, I do.
And this is Sky Magazine, and it's available in many places. And you have her on the cover, Julie Lee on the cover.
Yes.
And in your hand is the White Horse book. And of course, you told me you had a pretty big circulation on this, which I'm very happy to hear about. And why did you choose her to be on the cover?
Well, basically, I didn't know anything about Julie Lee until one of my partners, who's part of the creative advertising department in California, told me that she sat right next to Julie Lee at a function, and they were talking and communicating, and basically Julie Lee told her about her book, that she's writing the story, The Truth About Her Life. So she said, maybe you need to talk to her, and her name is Latrice Cantrell.
Latrice, I saw the emails, yes.
She's the creative advertising department in California. She's my right-hand girl out there. Latrice, you're doing it. Anyway, but she's the one that introduced me to Julie Lee, and I spoke to her over the phone, and I found it to be very interesting, and I wanted to get her story out there, because my magazine, Sky, There's No Limits to Reaching the Top, is about famous people and entrepreneurs. Famous person, we want to know what roads do they take to become famous, and entrepreneurs. What roads are you taking towards your endeavors to becoming famous? And
that's
basically,
nice.
Julie Lee was one of the people that I wanted to get out there, and I want the world to know who she is.
That's amazing.
That's
what
fabulous.
A beautiful story.
And maybe all of this, between being on Madhouse and being in the magazine, maybe she actually will get reconnected. You'll get reconnected with your dad.
That's true. That may work out.
Amazing.
And Tony, you're here tonight. Now, you were very influential introducing me to the ladies. Tell me what your role with the ladies is.
Well, basically, it goes back about 3 years ago. Julie Paula Lee, she reached out to me on Facebook. And so actually, we were talking off and on, and she would begin to share with me her vision, how she was going to start out writing her book. And then from there, she was going to go on a book signing tour. Because I was telling her, I was like, well, I'm in New York. I said, well, are you going to come to New York? She's like, yeah, I'm coming. I'll be coming as of such and such and such, which was like maybe like the month of June. And it was like maybe like 6 months wait. So I was like, okay. So as time went along, you know, we just kept being in touch with each other. And I was like, when you coming? She's like, I'm coming. Well, you know, I got a little delayed or whatever. So make a long story short, things worked out that my pastor from my church moved to California. And they were going to have a function, networking event tied in with a church program. So I called Julie Lee, well, text her or whatever. I said, you know, I might end up coming to California before you come to New York. So she's like, I invited her to the networking event, and she said, I'll be there. And
Nice.
that's when we met, and from there, she shared with me her vision, her story, live, and she also saw my sons, and you know, she welcomed us on board to be a part of her movie, and she welcomed me on to be part of her team. And she was like, well, yeah, can I see that book for a minute? I just love this book. And so she was like, well, I want you to promote my book on YouTube. And I never did any YouTubes in my life. I said, okay, you want me to do it? Okay. So I said, all right. I didn't know what I was doing. But as I began to read this book, I began to share on making YouTubes my experience reading the book. And this book is amazing. And it's full of miracles. And as we heard earlier, and I called her the Miracle Woman.
Wow.
And so we met, and then I went back to California again. We started doing things toward production of her movie. I mean, of her book going into the movie. So that's where we are right now.
Well,
So
obviously,
is
we're
the
gonna.
Is the movie reflecting the book?
Yes.
Okay. And how did you find, like, what's the progress that you
Right, and
made
what's
in
my
the
role
movie?
in this movie? That's what I want. I get a cover, I get a role. Watch this, guys.
Well, because we have the role like me going to United States, to
Right.
Dallas, Texas, which were all international, and I'm all scared, like, wow, where all these people come from, where they have different color.
Wow.
Where there's black, there's white, there's, oh my goodness, I was scared.
How old were you when you came here?
I was like almost 11.
Wow. And who did you come with?
Come by myself.
Wow.
Wow, at 11
That's
years old.
so. I can't believe
Did
it.
you come with military?
No,
or
but other different people come from refugee.
Okay.
What made you pick America?
I don't know, I just got sponsored by my mom.
Okay.
Sponsored.
Was your mom here first?
Yes, she got to United States first.
Okay, so she got to Boston, your mom lives?
No, she was living in Dallas, Texas.
At that time, Dallas, Texas. So your mom was in Dallas, Texas, and she sponsored you to come over.
Yes, she sponsored her and my stepfather. He's my ex-Marines.
Okay.
So they sponsored me to come to the United States.
And your natural father,
My natural father, she's still looking for him.
still looking for him. Do you believe he's in Cambodia?
I believe he's still alive somewhere.
Okay, sure. That feeling to let him know.
It's been 35 years ago.
Wow. Wow. How many copies of your book have you published, and how can we get that book?
You can get it from Barnes & Noble, ebook,
Barnes and Noble. Wow.
Amazon, or from me, get autograph.
From you, the autograph. I would think that's a great thing. That's awesome. That's great. And tell me about Sky Magazine real quick, since Julie's on your cover. Where can anybody pick up a Sky Magazine? I like to get these things out of the way, so.
Oh. Well, you can go to www.skymagazine.com.
Okay.
There's no limits, and that you can also order online with that. You can also order it with me through my website, New York City Sounds,
Okay.
1979 at yahoo.com. Or I'm not afraid to give out my number either, which is 646-284-3785, just in case you have to call me direct.
Well, that's
and
nice.
you want a copy of it.
That's awesome.
And the magazine is produced where?
It's actually based out of Staten Island, New York.
Oh, okay.
Yes, and as I stated, I have another business associate that works in California, Latrice Cantrell, and she handles business out there. She's part of the creative advertising department over there in California, so she's been doing a great job over there too. And I also would like to mention my restaurant. If you don't
Your
mind.
restaurant? Let's hear your restaurant, which we're now getting a meal out of. That's
Yes.
the way it works. A
Where's it
movie, a meal, a
located? 'Cause
cup.
we're hungry.
Oh, well, it's approximately 58 miles from here.
Approximately
Staten
50. What's the name of
Island.
your restaurant?
In Staten Island.
Yes. The name of the restaurant is called Flavors.
Flavors, baby.
Yes. Flavors Restaurant in Staten Island is international because we call it Flavors because we have a whole variety of different types of food. And it's
I want to go
delicious.
there. I want to go
It's
there.
delicious. And we also, not only do we like serve the regular foods, we also have fun foods like mini donuts, mini funnel cakes, popcorn, whatever you want, slushies, whatever it is you want. After
Do
dessert.
you cook?
I cook, but my husband cook more.
Put him to damn work, right? Let's get
Yeah.
that poor husband out there. So
But-
you're having a great time. He's in there cooking over the stove.
Yeah. But Flavors is a great restaurant. It's owned by four of us, four partners.
That's
it's myself,
nice.
my husband, Michael Calise, another partner, Peter Lacey, and Nigel. We all own the restaurant together. We all have a percentage of it, and it's an amazing place.
How long have you had it?
We actually just opened up last week Thursday for Julie Lee's
That's
first
right.
book signing.
Oh, that's awesome.
That's exciting.
We're going to have again this Saturday.
So you came to her restaurant. You had a book signing.
Mm-hmm.
You opened the restaurant, and I'm assuming it's doing very well already.
Yes,
I
we-
already heard of it. I have
Oh.
to say, unfortunately, I did hear it earlier.
Okay.
And it's very nice, and we will be there. And
Also,
how did you meet with her?
Well, basically, I met her through
Her.
Julie Fowley, through her assistant Latrice in California.
Okay, so
actually started with her assistant Latrice on Facebook, and then I was able to be connected. It was all because of Julie, but being connected to her, it tied.
Which is Ann Jeanette, by the way, not
Right,
just
yes.
her. I was trying to get the question out. How did you? This is what happens when you got 3 working brain cells. 2 are on vacation this week. 1 called in sick. I'm just on autopilot.
And then when you're hungry, it's even worse.
Oh, especially someone mentioned food. You know,
Yes.
I know what I'm going to have. Well, so let's just draw this out. So I will get a copy of that book.
Yes.
I will get a part in her movie.
It's already ordered.
It's already
out.
Oh, that's nice. And I will,
Wow.
and that means I go to her restaurant, and I'll get a meal, and you'll get a meal. We'll get a picture
Give 'em the cover
together,
in the magazine.
and I'll be on the cover.
Oh wow,
Yes.
you got a lot, man! In less than 5 hours.
Notice I get everywhere. And Tony Taylor will be my new publicist.
Oh, thank you. All right.
How bad can that be? I'll be on that. You know how Staten Island.
Wait. Where am I in all this? I'm left sitting here at the end of the couch.
I'm very sorry about that.
There's something wrong with this equation.
Oh, one thing. Can I say one thing?
Yes, you may say one. You
Okay,
can say a couple of
because
things.
My name is in this. By the
Yes,
way. It's addressed to you, by the way.
And I have another thing. My friend, he's not here. He's a country singer.
Oh,
His name
country
is
singer.
Richard Banker. He write a song from the work.
Oh,
so
nice.
he write very good song, and that's probably going to be in the movie also.
Nice,
So maybe
nice,
one day
nice.
he come down here and to
Where's-
sing for us.
Where's the movie going to be filmed?
Hopefully by 2016.
No, where?
Where?
In our backyard, honey. We're in it.
Cambodia and Thailand.
Okay.
And,
Thailand?
Yes, and then
How am I
like-
getting to
No,
Thailand?
and then we get back to Dallas, Texas at the end.
I could be a Texan, you know. I can do that here
Yeah,
and
I
that
didn't
in
know
the
whether
big
you were actually
sky.
gonna go on
I'll be
location or
doing
Yeah,
it.
we're going
gonna
to
use a set.
Cambodia and Thailand and go to Dallas, Texas. That's when we on the country music. That's when Richard Banger we have.
That's in the picture, the gentleman with the guitar.
Yes.
Now, we
Yes, sir.
actually had pictures, but I'll be really honest with you. To take you away from that is like, where could you see those same pictures? On your website?
Yeah, we're working on it. I'm working on a new website.
You're working on a new website?
Yes.
Okay, that's important. And we could always put those pictures up on Facebook as well.
Oh, there are
Yes.
pictures.
Okay.
Plenty of pictures.
Because you know what? The time goes so fast, and there's 3 of you. I actually almost don't want to lose the
Right.
time.
Yeah.
I want to hear more of your story. Now, who published the book?
iUniverse.
Our Universe? Nice, nice. And how many?
I'm a self-publisher. They just be publishing from me, paying for them to do it.
Did you write the whole book?
Yeah, I write the whole book with my co-author, Keith Weicker, but he passed away. He
Oh.
was my lawyer.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry to hear
He
that.
didn't even get to see the book.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh man.
I'm sorry.
Wow.
So, where can you buy this book? In Barnes and Noble?
Barnes and
everything?
Noble.
And how did you get the distribution for this book?
Well, because they like the story so much, and then they want to work with me.
So the publisher distributed for it.
Yes.
That's wonderful. I'm going to be.
You can, excuse me. You can also purchase it online.
And you can purchase it online. Where online?
On like www.juliewhitehorse.com.
JulieWhitehorse.com. Okay, you're not watching Channel 20. It'll have the piece on there, but here on Madhouse, I have to say it a few times. I want you guys to get the benefit of that. JulieWhitehorse.com, right?
Yes.
I like that.
Julie Lee, right?
Julie Lee.
It's Julie Lee. I stand corrected. JulieLeeWhitehorse.com. That's important. And to get to Sky Magazine, what is your website?
My website for Sky Magazine is www.skymagazine.com. There's no limits to reaching the top.
Nice. I like that too.
And I want to shout out one person.
Oh, go ahead. Do a shout out.
I just want to shout out my daughter because she's part of the magazine. She has her own fashion line, Sky Fashions.
Really?
Her name is Naisha Mitchell, so she's doing a fantastic. She's also displayed in that magazine.
Naisha, it's nice to know you. You'll be on the show too.
So what inspired you to do this magazine?
Well, actually, I've just retired from NYPD. So in 2009...
Wait a minute. Yeah, wait a hold a second. Pull the emergency cord here a second. I retired. You retired. I'm thinking you're 28.
Well, I'm
29.
I'm still young enough.
To retire from the police department?
Yes.
What precinct was that?
The 84 precinct.
The 84. That's Brooklyn.
Yes, it is Brooklyn. And in Brooklyn, it's where the two officers, my friends, Lou and Ramos, they were in the car sitting eating when they were shot by a guy who wanted to take revenge out for Eric Garner.
I remember that. I remember
Yes.
that in the news.
They were my friends, and Lou and Ramos passed
And
away.
tell me, Tony, are you retired too?
No, I'm working on it.
Oh, you got me scared.
Getting back to
Okay,
my
getting
original
back to this.
question.
Yes. Well, in 2009, I thought of the idea, but working for NYPD, you can't really divulge into different things and aspects of life. You got to be solely with them, basically.
Right. So now
So
you're kind
after
of
I was getting ready to retire, that's when I launched the magazine Sky, because I looked through a whole. There was like one day I was working in the office, and a whole bunch of magazines fell on the floor, and I looked through the magazines. Not one of them had anything for famous people or entrepreneurs, either or. So, that's what made me decide to do this magazine. Not only I wanted to display famous people in there, wanted to know what roads are they taking, have they taken to become famous. I want entrepreneurs out there too. And I want them to be displayed in the magazine because I want to know what roads are they taking towards their endeavors.
That's why I'm going to be on
becoming
2
famous.
covers.
That's so it seems like you have, now that you've retired, you've really been able to now tap into a more creative side of you.
Oh my God, I love, because I'm an actress, singer, songwriter. I do it all myself.
Honey, book her.
Director. I do it all. But this and being in the public, working with the industry, the entertainment industry, I love being there and helping people.
What kind of acting have you done?
Oh, I've done many plays on Broadway and off Broadway.
Are you equity?
Yeah. Not yet.
Okay, what do you like better, equity or SAG?
I think SAG would be better.
Well, that's for movies. SAG, of course.
But equity would be good though, for now. But yeah, I've done it all. I directed plays. There's one called When Someone Young Dies. That's why I told Julie Lee she has to put my song in there, because I wrote all the music and the songs for this particular play. It's called I Lost My Heart in Haiti. And there's one particular song, When Someone Young Dies. Me and my daughter did it over because I had the cast sing it. And it was basically donated to the people of Sandy Hook Elementary School, where 26 people died.
That was
and then I also gave it to Eric Garner's, Mrs. Carr, the mother of Eric Garner, because of her son. I even sung the song for her at the candlelight.
I bet you got a
vigil.
beautiful voice.
Yes,
I get the feeling you there.
But,
Well, I got to tell you, once again, in 30 seconds or less, which really equals a half of an hour about here on Madhouse TV, we had some very, very interesting guests. So first of all, I thank Michelle Parisi. I got to thank our guest, Tony Taylor, for bringing these wonderful people. I have to thank you as well.
Thank you.
And Jeanette.
Yes.
I got to say it properly, and Jeanette.
Yes.
And of course, you, Julie Lee, for your story.
Thank you.
I would urge everybody. It's a beautiful book, White Horse. It's a summer read. It's a good read. I read through, thumbed through it before, and I actually want to get back into reading it. It's a heartwarming story. There's a lot of tragedy in there, but for someone like her to emerge triumphant, Well, that gives
Yes.
anybody
I
some.
know I can't wait to read it.
I can't.
You
and
don't need
it's-
tissue.
It'll be great.
Yes.
She also autographed it for my wife, not me.
Can cry.
So, in thanking all these wonderful people, I have to say thank you to you, Channel 20, for keeping our show on the air. And there are 4 people that we could never, ever do this show without. And their tireless energy is Tom Mealy, great friend. I'm proud to have him in my life. Vicky Mealy, who runs the place. She's the brains. Janine Zerilli, another set of brains. And the iconic Tommy Marr. For you 4, I thank you from the people here on the Filmmaker Show. To our audience, I want to say good night to everybody, and thank you for tuning in to MadhouseTV.com.
Good night, everyone.
Good night.